The 2026 NBA season is still young. Each team has played only about 10 games, but trends are starting to develop. Some hot starts may be more than just that, which should get certain fan bases excited. But some teams have been telling themselves it's just one game early in the season a few too many times. Today, I thought we'd look at 3 teams off to concerning starts to open up the 2026 NBA season. These aren't necessarily the 3 worst teams in the league. Rather, they are 3 teams who had real goals this season of at the very least making the playoffs, who as of right now would need to make a major change to get there. Before we get started, please do me a big favor and like the video, as it helps me out far more than I think you guys may realize. Consider becoming a channel member if you want to support these videos directly, and subscribe for more basketball related content. I am trying to hit 1 million subscribers by Thanksgiving, so let's make that happen. The first team we have to talk about are one of the most cursed franchises in the sport, the New Orleans Pelicans. Coming into the season, all the buzz around Media Day was how lean and fit the face of their franchise looked, Zion Williamson. The explosive hyper-athlete of American basketball dreams has had an extremely disappointing NBA career up to this point. Going into the new campaign, he had only managed to appear in 214 of the possible 472 regular season games in his career. That is only 45%. And to date, he has yet to play even a second in the playoffs. And though he opened up the season with a few strong individual performances, the injury bug has returned once more. As of me preparing this, Zion has played in only 5 of their 9 games. But the hamstring strain he is dealing with is usually the type of injury that lingers for months, especially for players who rely so heavily on fast twitch playstyles. This actually brings me to part 2 of my worry with Zion. The guy is the exact same player he was his rookie season, but he has lost a couple steps athletically. He was a great basketball player immediately in the NBA, don't get me wrong. His per 100 averages were a staggering 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 0.6 blocks, while shooting 59% from 2 and boasting a +1 net rating. In year 7, these numbers are 35, 10, and 0.3, with a 48% 2-point shot and a -9 net rating. Zion is still a get the ball and attack the rim type of player. And yes, he is strong, bouncy, and able to adjust midair, but he is also predictable, relatively simple to game plan for, and he has lost a step. In year 1, 74% of his shots were within 3 feet of the basket. But now in year 7, due to his declining athleticism, that number is only 46%. We have seen extremely talented rookies enter the league that never developed before. Sure, they get a ton of hype early on, but the conversation begins to turn sour after a while. Hopefully, Zion can develop a jumper, further develop his passing, which has been getting better, improve his defense, and of course, stay healthy. But the struggles of New Orleans are not entirely his fault. Their team as a whole has been shaky. They currently have the 4th worst offensive rating in the league. And this is thanks in large part to their team's 2nd worst 2-point shooting at 48%. Their bigs have been awful. In fact, they signed DeAndre Ayton off his couch after the season already began, and he immediately played for them as a starting 5, which I personally don't understand. I think they need to give more minutes to Yves Missi, but what do I know? They rank bottom 5 in the league in free throw percentage and defensive rebounding, and they are the dead last at shot blocking, getting their shots blocked, and opponents' 2-point shooting percentage. Lottery pick rookies Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen can't shoot the ball and are turnover prone. And Herb Jones, the NBA nerd superstar, has been painfully average this season. Nothing is working in New Orleans, and to make matters worse, they don't even own their 1st-round pick this coming summer, so they are stuck with what they have. There is no incentive to tank. Hopefully, something changes and things turned around for them, but I would not bet on it. The next team we have to bring up are the Dallas Mavericks. Their new owner, Patrick Dumont, has ruined this team by allowing Nico Harrison to trash their roster as the GM. When he traded away Luka Doncic and Quentin Grimes, it was supposed to push an NBA Finals team over the top by improving their defense, but the opposite has happened. Dallas now has a net rating of -6. It all starts with Anthony Davis, who has been hobbled his entire time in Dallas. He played in the first 5 games of the season before leaving with an injury, and no return is in sight. This means AD has been available for a total of only 14 of their possible 43 games as of me preparing this. His offensive production is a league's worse than Luka's, and his defense too has been a letdown. And I won't overlook the Caleb Martin for Grimes swap people keep forgetting. Martin is giving them 1 point per game with a -26 net rating. Grimes, meanwhile, is a 17 per game off the bench sharpshooter and shot creator with an overperforming 76er team. But the problems with this team reach further than just the nightmare 2025 trade deadline. Their big man duo of Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively are shells of their former selves. Both guys are good defensive players, yes, but they are terrible on offense and they are both chronically hurt. Klay Thompson has also been a letdown. He was brought on to win a championship as a major contributor in this late stage of his career, but he has been just unplayable, giving them only 7 points per game with a 26% long ball. D'Angelo Russell was brought on to be their stopgap point guard while they wait for Kyrie Irving to return from injury, but the guy is just an inefficient shot chucker at 27% from deep, and his defense is non-existent. Honestly, how Russell has hung around the league so long while being an undersized, poor shooting, and both unskilled/lazy defender is beyond me. It just proves there definitely is an in circle in the NBA. And we've got to acknowledge it. Cooper Flagg has been disappointing. Maverick fans keep waiting for him to have a breakout game like so many of the other rookies in the 2025 class, but I don't think it's happened yet. He may rank 5 in his rookie class in points per game, but his shooting averages are atrocious. Small sample size, I know, but over the past decade of lottery picks, Flagg ranks 121st of 140 in effective field goal percentage, behind the likes of Josh Jackson, Jett Howard, Jarrett Culver, and Thon Maker. I know his workload is high, but you'd be lying to yourself if you said he has lived up to the hype so far. And we can keep going. There are not many bright spots on this roster other than probably Max Christie, who has opened up the season terrifically, but Dallas is sitting at 3-7, and they have yet to be a Western Conference team. Maybe AD returns from his injury and this is just a bump in the road of a long dynasty. Or maybe this just isn't a playoff team. And finally, the last team I wanted to talk about are the Orlando Magic. Orlando has been a young, up-and-coming team for a while now. 2026 was supposed to be the year where they strike while the Eastern Conference is hobbled. Boston and Indiana were expected to fall out of the top spots, and there was good reason to doubt Philadelphia and Milwaukee. But 10 games in, they sit an unremarkable 4-6. And unlike the 2 other teams in this video, they cannot fall back on the injury excuse. Their most important players have been on the court every single night. Paolo Banchero is entering a concerning stretch in his development. A lot of people love to bring up that young shot creators need time to hone their accuracy in the NBA. But after a while, we need to see progress be made. Now in year 4, Banchero has still yet to shoot even league average on his 2s, 3s, or even his free throws for a season. And 2026 has begun no different. And this is a twofold issue. His accuracy is poor, yes, but more concerning is his shot diet being so awful. 23% of Banchero's field goal attempts are long 2s, and he makes these at a 34% clip. The average amount of long 2s a team shoots in the NBA is only 13% of their shots, and the league average accuracy on these is 42%. That means Banchero is taking the most difficult and least points per 100 shot in the sport at a rate nearly twice as high as anyone else, and he is making them at a rate 10% lower than league average. And I get it, you may think NBA nerds and advanced stat lovers are ruining the game. If the shot looks good, he should shoot it. But the eye test shows that he is forcing way too many difficult shots, especially in the fourth quarter when defenses peak in intensity. I fear Banchero is trying to live up to the #1 overall pick hype that has left him in favor of guys like Victor Wembanyama and Cooper Flagg, or his own draft class champion, Chet Holmgren. For Orlando to start winning, they need him to be more selective with his shots and not force looks just because the situation may seem like it is calling for a star. But beyond Banchero, the team has had other struggles. Newcomer Desmond Bane has been terrible. He was traded their way in exchange for the difference of 3 first-round picks, but his 14 points per game with a 29% long ball have not been worth it. And his defense has been a major letdown to a team that once had a lot of pride on that end. Maybe you don't want me to say this, but Jonathan Isaac has been a major letdown as well. The $15 million a year forward is only giving them 1 point per game with a net rating of -21. And most of the recent first-round picks have been letdowns too, as both Jace Richardson and Jet Howard are at this point unplayable. But they do have a few bright spots. Franz Wagner has been terrific. He is playing like a true all-star. Tristan da Silva has also been very useful on their bench, proving that older rookies can make strides in the NBA. Jalen Suggs also has been everything they could have hoped for on both ends. His shooting and defense are terrific, but the wins need to start coming. Orlando doesn't have an injury to wait on. They need to actually play better now. So there you have it, 3 teams under duress to start out the 2026 NBA season. Thank you guys for watching the video all the way up to the end. Please let me know your thoughts on these teams, as well as some others that you were worried about. And how do you think this season will play out for them? Please like the video if you have not already, subscribe for more basketball related content, and I will see you all next time.